Greetings and welcome back to Tailspire. My name is Aaron with Nordic Forge Games, and today we are getting this slab ready to share, adding the final touches like landscaping and decorating. So I hope you guys are ready. Just look at this guy, he's ready. He wanted to move in a week ago. But before we get started, I wanted to announce that we have gained over 50 new subscribers in the past 2 weeks. You guys have been pouring in, showing tons of support, tons of love for the videos and the content I'm putting out, and that really means a lot to me. So I want to say welcome and thank you all the new subscribers. I'm so happy to have you guys here along for the ride, and I'm excited to keep making content and see what we do in the future. And since our community is growing, I've also started a Nordic Forge Games official Twitter account. You guys can now find the link to that in the description as well, and that'll be our main social media. I can go on there, let you guys know what we're up to, what new videos are coming out, and help you stay up to date on what's going on in the world of the Nordic Forge. Alright, so the housekeeping is out of the way. It's time now to get busy. We have a lot of work to do outside. There are a few more items we need to add to the exterior to the house. We have to start landscaping and modifying the terrain to make it more natural. And then we're also going to start decorating and really give your players a reason to look around and explore the area. And then at the end of this video, we're going to do a small tutorial on photo mode. We're going to take some shots. And then as this video is uploaded, there will already be a slab available for you guys to download and check out of this longhouse. All right, Rothgar, I need you to clear out, man. We got to get to work. The first thing I'm going to tackle is finishing up any small things on the exterior of the house I know I want to add. I'm going to use this post from Miscellaneous Interior, and I'm going to use this handrail from Furniture. And then what I like to do with these are just place them right here on this section of the roof piece. Now I'm going to rotate them around, make sure I get a different side showing. And we're going to do that on the back of the house as well. And now I'm going to add some support beams on the sides of just some sections of the house to make it look like it's a little bit more reinforced. So they're not exactly even. So I'm going to move them out just a little bit. Okay, I think that does it for the exterior architecture of the house. Those were the only things I felt like we needed additionally. And so now we can move on with landscaping. I like to add in our 1x1 tile and also our alternative grass tile that has some rocks on it. We're going to start our push and pull method, which means we're going to start pulling terrain up and pushing terrain down. All right, and then very quickly, that just took a few minutes, we have a board that looks 100 times more natural and different and interesting than what we started with. Repetitive grass has now been broken up and it's been given new life and interest. In addition, this is going to make blending this slab into a bigger setting or bigger board a lot easier, because when you bring in this undulated terrain, it's going to push down and settle into the existing terrain much easier and require less cleanup of all those big flat shapes. Now we're going to start adding more natural environmental pieces. So we want to add some rocks, we want to add some bushes. Now I like to start with the biggest items first. So for example, these rocks. Find areas next to your house, just like you did with your grass, where you can clip it through and make it look as natural as possible, as if they're part of the foundation, or when it was constructed, it was built on top of natural rocks and formations that were already there. And we want to be random and varied in the same ways in which we placed our grass when we're placing these stones. Try to find interesting ways to clip your rocks through where they look natural, but also create paths and playable terrain. And we don't want to steal the show. We want the roof and the construction of the building to be the show stealer. And we want everything outside the house to just simply complement it. Now I can start complementing these stones with some bushes by using this tree again and sinking it down into the slab. It's great to use these anywhere you may think the terrain feels forced or awkward, something to break up what your eye is looking at. You don't have to use the whole tree. Push it down and just use what you need. So now let's add some ferns and put them in areas where it is mostly flat, because they blend in with the grass, but they also, again, help smooth out the elevation that we're creating. Again, if we have any areas that are really sort of rugged and wild, like maybe these larger bushes in the back, make it appear a little more brambled. And again, less is more. Use them sparingly if you feel like it's not looking right or looking correct. Yeah, this is starting to really look cool. I think I would like to add a few trees. Again, this is preference for your setting, but I'm going to add a few trees just to add more interest to the house. Some trees back around here, maybe just a couple to highlight this brambled area. I like how that looks already. I'm digging it. Okay, this tree is way too close. That looks a lot better. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 trees on one side, 2 trees on the other side, plenty of bushes and rocks. Okay, and everywhere that we put sort of these dead trees, I'm going to add some leaves, add some orange to our massive sections of green, and also tree stumps from smaller trees. So just use them sparingly. Don't feel like you have to put them everywhere. And even more so, if we want to break up the look of our tree, we can add some of these thorny bushes. Okay, so at this point, once we have all of our natural terrain where the house is located, I feel like we can move on to decorating the outside. And as I'm decorating, what I'm trying to keep in mind is environmental storytelling, trying to tell a story to our players about this place, adding stuff to the nooks and crannies that make it worth the player's while to look around, finding loot, finding secrets. So grab a few items that you think you would like to use. Now, the people in my setting that live in these longhouses are farmers, trappers, woodcutters, brewers, and I want to sort of capture a lot of that in my setting. So what I'm going to do now is just start placing and seeing where I like the items to sit. So for our livestock entrance, I found some hay, some pumpkins, that busted barrel, an empty metal bowl, some grain sacks, a chest, a broom, and a hand lantern. And I stacked them up outside and placed them as if the people living here would need to access them and use them frequently. So when you're placing things, try to think about the practical use of the item for the people that live here. Okay, so in the dense, wooded areas, I think I would like some traps. I think the traps fit nicely in these 2 sections. And then maybe out front here, we have a section where they've been chopping wood. Now, what I don't want to do is recreate exactly what I had done previously at the other longhouse, trying to make this one look like its own thing. And I'm going to add a section of road here to make it look like the ground has been walked on over and over again in this wood cutting area. I'm going to look at the different fence selections we have, and adding some stone fence and wooden fence together complements the aesthetic. And I think this may just be an area where they store some things outside, supplies and tools and things like that. I think I may put a little pumpkin patch here as well, just to show that they've been farming outside. And I just want a small one. I don't want something too crazy. We've got some more hay, some more grain feed, a little outdoor area where there's some storage boxes next to our wood cutting area, a little campfire for cooking lunch. Then on the left side of our front door, we have some mead barrels. Now, it's fun to grab an axe or something like this and toss it into one of them, like maybe they were playing a game of axe throwing out here. Can even put one on the side of the house like somebody missed. Okay, so now we're grabbing some smaller items, our tiny items, and we're just decking out the place again. If they're playing a game of throwing axes over here, there may be a bottle of alcohol, involved. And they had a couple of things of meat outside. Show that they like to drink, and they may drink while they work. And to add some interest on the roof, I'm going to put a section of broken ladder. It connects down here. The players could potentially walk up here and explore this area. And I always like to hide some treasure chests around. That way I can reward the players. And even though we don't have a full campsite, we can still add things like a bowl of food maybe somebody was eating, a couple of things of bread warming up by the fire. It's always great to have a blueberry basket somewhere. And again, continuing the brewer sort of drinking and merrymaking theme, I kind of want to set some beers just out front on the steps. Like this could be an area people are relaxing and having a good time. Try to think about locations where you wouldn't normally place something. And sometimes it can just draw the eye in a unique way. What are those, meatballs? All right, so as you can see now, we're really starting to give this area some life. But we're giving some places that tell stories. Something simple like an area they've been cutting wood and stacking their wood, to a small little patch of pumpkins and carrots that they've been eating and harvesting, a place where they've been trapping rabbits for dinner, and the back entrance where they bring their livestock in to feed. there should be the cluttered comfort of the inside extended to the outside. And I feel like we've really captured that. So I'm going to take one final pass, make sure there's not anything else I want to add or change. And then we're going to go into photo mode and start taking some pictures so that we can share this bad boy online. To do that, you hit F6 on your keyboard. So I want to keep depth of field on, but I don't want it super extreme. I'm going to adjust our exposure slightly, make sure it's a little bit exposed. I like a little bit of chromatic aberration and just feel like it makes the edges of your photo look cool. So I'm going to just put about 0.1 or 0.2. And then our atmosphere settings, we still have our enchanted filter on just slightly to warm up our shadows. Our fog density, I like to have enough fog density to where there is a slight gradient in the background. No gradient in the background, and then as we bring our fog density up, we start to get a slight gradient. And the first shot I like to take is just an overall general shot showing the front of the house, the exterior, showing players what they will get when they download our slab. And we're going to just alter the mood just a bit. Make sure we're creating some elongated shadows. We don't want everything to be in shadow. You just want just enough. When you feel like you've got it about how you want it, you can press H to hide all of your HUD. And then since we're in Steam, we're just going to click F12 and boom, we grabbed our first screenshot. Now the other exterior shots I like to grab is a backside shot of the back of the building, sort of the same angle. And then I like to do a top-down shot. And this can help Dungeon Masters kind of get a really good idea of what they can expect as far as playability. Okay, and then before we go inside, I like to get a few environmental shots. Okay, I feel like I got some great pictures of the outside. Now we want to go inside. And we'll start at the top with trying to get a good photo of our loft. Now when I go inside, I like to bring up the vignette a little bit more and the chromatic aberration a little bit more. You don't have to showcase everything, but you do want to grab the things you're most proud of for sure. Finding angles that draw the viewer's interest is really the hardest part. I want to show off our little livestock area. I feel like that does it. I feel like we got some really strong, good screenshots that captures what a person can expect when they go to add the slab to their board. And to start the sharing process, we need to copy this slab. And to do that, we use our selection tool like we've used in other videos to make sure that we have selected the entire board. It's tall enough. Make sure all of our trees and our roof have been selected. And then there is another button that we actually lower to make sure everything that's clipped through the bottom of the board is selected. And when we think we've gotten everything, we want to hit the cut slab button right here, the little pair of scissors, to make sure nothing gets left behind. And it looks like we've gotten everything, so now we can rotate the slab, we can place it again, and we have the code copied to our computer's clipboard. So now when we click Control V, it summons another copy of our board that can be placed and moved around and clipped through, and now we can share this code with other people. And if you head on over to talestavern.com, you can see right here there are two different buttons. We can upload a slab and we can also upload a board. So what we've just created is a slab. It means it can be copied and pasted directly into anyone else's board. So we can click upload a slab. And of course you can give your slab a name, but this is the section that's most important. Paste slab code below. So just like when we were in our game and we could press Control V to paste, now that we're outside of the game, we can do the same thing, Control V, and there is the code for our entire longhouse, all of the decorations, everything, all of the placement, so that it's ready to go for someone else to use. We're going to have Nordic Forge Games Fantasy Longhouse number 2 available for you guys to download. So make sure to check the link in the description below to go right to it, to check out all the awesome screenshots we took today so that you can use it in your game. And that does it, guys. We have fully completed this board over the last few videos. I've had such a blast working with you guys, and all of the support and the love that you guys are giving my videos has been really awesome to see. So go on Tales Tavern and download a copy of this slab for yourself and let me know what it feels like. Walk around in it. And if you built along with me, I'd also love to see what you guys are creating, to see what you came up with that was different or innovative. So leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm so happy and excited to see all of our new subscribers. Welcome, guys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you share this anywhere you think people would enjoy it. And now that we've completed this board, the sky is the limit. I've got a few ideas for some upcoming videos, but I want to know what you guys are interested in, what you need help with. And it's just another way of interacting and growing our community. And if this is your first time here, welcome to Nordic Forge Games. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. We're just getting started doing a lot of awesome stuff. Make sure to check out our Discord, check out our new Twitter. Follow me there so that you can stay up to date on what I've got going on. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Keep being awesome, keep building awesome things, and until we meet again,